Okay, guys, I'm back, and it is Tuesday, the 7th of July. This is a story that I saw that somebody posted on Twitter. It is screenshotted from a Ravitcher Meyer pamphlet, Ravitcher Meyer Morgenstern, who is a very big tzaddik living in Yerushalayim. I'm sure a lot of people, if you're watching any of these videos, have heard of him. And he knows a lot of Torah and a lot of stories and a lot of Kabbalah and a lot of Chassidus. And they put out these pamphlets from him every single week. And this story is in here, and it's titled I'm just going to read it in Hebrew. I'm going to read it in English. It's titled A Wondrous Story from the Torah's Chacham, who was Chaim de la Rosa, who was a big Makubal, who came to give, I guess, rebuke or talk to the Rashash, who was his Rebbe, that the Rashash wrote a Kameah on Shabbos. A Kameah is a amulet, and people used to wear them. I mean, people still wear them today, but I don't think as much as they used to wear them back then, and there was a lot of Mekubalim who knew how to write them and really help people. And if you ever learn through Masechta Shabbos, you could see cases on where they talk about, are you allowed to wear one on Shabbos if it's written by an expert? If it's not, there's a whole sugya about it. But anyway, this story is basically that the Rashash wrote something on Shabbos, and his student wanted to know why. So let's read the story, and before we read the story, I have to give thanks to a good friend of mine named Hanan Ber, who lives in Tzfat, and he helped me out with some of the translations and some of the abbreviations in the story. He's an awesome guy, and he's a sick artist, and a huge Eved Hashem, and I'm going to put a link to his Instagram so you can check out his art. And if you ever need help with abbreviations, you can ask him because he's awesome. But all right, so let's read this story that Rabbi Shemar told over. He says, because the details of the story were never written down b'shleimus, we are now going to written down b'shleimus, and we're going to tell it over. The story, the way that it was Pirsum had Rav Yaakov Hillel. Rav Yaakov Hillel wrote this story down in his sefer called Mikhavtziel. Okay? And he knew this story from the Ksav Yad of the Talmud Baal Mechaver Sefer. See, that abbreviation is a very hard abbreviation. So he knew this story from the Ksav Yad, who was a Talmud and a Baal Mechaber Sefer, whose name was the Yemei David. He wrote a sefer called Yemei David, and the story is written there. So again, not all this story was known, but not all the details were known so well. So Rabbi Shemar said we're going to write down all the story, how Rav Yaakov Hillel wrote it down in his sefer from the Ksav Yad of this other guy's sefer, Yemei David. And he writes a story like this, that he heard from his Rebbe. He said that there was a story that one time on Erev Shabbos Kodesh, they were davening in the shul, the Rashash, who was a big tzaddik, obviously. I'm sure people have heard of the Rashash. They were davening in the shul of the Chassidim, Tfilas Mincha, right? V'harav Rabbeinu Shalom, Sharabi, who is the Rashash, Zuchusim Yogan Leinu, was with them. Uba Isha v'tzaka al Rav l'ma'oid shitin l'ksav echod mishemes hakodesh. And this woman came screaming to the Rav, I guess to the Rashash, and she said that he should write her a Kameah with holy names. The Kameah usually has holy names of Hashem, different names from Kabbalah that make the Kameah what it is. And because her son of this woman, he swallowed, move to the next page, he swallowed Sam Hamavis. He swallowed some poison, and he was going to die. So the Rav, the Rashash, did not answer until he finished Tfilas Mincha, and he did not answer her, and he continued on to daven Tfilas Arva Shel Shabbos Kodesh. Achar kach kasav lezeh ksav v'nosan liada halcha v'choisez bana. So after Myra, when it was already Shabbos, he wrote the command and he gave it to her son. And she gave it to her son, and her son lived and everything like that, right? So first of all, let's just say that obviously this was an union of Sakanas Nefashis, and for Sakanas Nefashis, I guess you are allowed to break Shabbos Kodesh, like somebody going to save a life, and the Rashash knows how to write a command to save this guy's life, so therefore he wrote this command on Shabbos. The question was, so all the Chassidim, if you continue reading the story, Ubichlalim harav hagadol v'chasid Rabbeinu Chaim Dila Rosa zechusim yagleinu the Baal HaTorah Chacham, and all the Chassidim that were there, and also including his student Chaim Dila Rosa, who is a very very big tzaddik, right? That they were very wondrous, and they wanted to know why he waited. Right? Why did he wait till after Ma'ariv to write it? If it was after Mincha, right? So then he could have written it right away, and it wouldn't be Shabbos. Let's say there was a minute in between or something that he could have written this command. Why did he dafka wait till do it on Shabbos when he could have not, right? The loyal espal arvish shel Shabbos kodesh. I think this is what I'm understanding, right? So they all went on Sunday after Shabbos. V'niskapsu kulam yachad v'harav Chaim Dila Rosa, Imam, he was with them, to go give, I guess, rebuke to him, or to try to understand it, or whatever. V'dibru lo lemer lama asita kazeh, right? And they wanted to ask him, basically they said to him, why do you do this? So then the Rav answered them. He said straight, the first thing he said to Chaim Dila Rosa, he said, I'm wondering about you, why you weren't able to do anything when you were davening mincha. Those words were very mysterious, right? V'az heishiv amar loy Rav Chaim. Then Rav Chaim Dila Rosa said to him, Chatasi v'hevanti kavanascha v'diglecha l'shalom. Right? And he said, wow, I've sinned, I understand what your kavanah is, and he left. I think he left. Right? So that's also, we don't really know what's going on over here right now. Okay? He comes in to asking, why do you do this? And he says, what? Why didn't you do something during Mincha? So what's he talking about? There was a lot of people there, and he said to them, Atem kulchem nichshaltem kach v'kach, upagamtem kach v'kach, ubasem l'chilchisi. So the Rashash was letting go at these guys. He's like, you guys are all nichshal, and you're being poigim in this. And he's screaming at them, and he's saying, you're coming to prove something to me and to argue with me that what I did. Well, as kulam rov came to mo ishal chaver v'lo yeshiu davar. Right? They didn't answer him, and he explained to them. He basically, the Rashash explained to them. He says, "V'asi b'hoyse shetoich kedei shahoya mispal tfilas mincha." So now he said, basically he's explaining why he waited till Ma'ariv to write this command on Shabbos. So he says like this, he says, while we were davening Mincha, there was a gezerah that came out in Shemayim of a Magefa. I guess they're talking about Magefa because Rabbi Shemar was talking about Magefa because there's a Magefa happening in the world. Corona. So maybe that's why he was talking about it in this week's past pamphlet or whatever. Anyway. So the Rashash saw that in Shemayim there was going to be a Magefa, a Gezeras of Magefa, right? V'arav shama kol akru shahoya b'Shemayim v'nischazik b'kavanosav ubitok tzas, right? And he used some kavanas, and he was able to cancel it out, to bittel it a little bit, but not all of it. Ha'achar kach b'tfilas arvis gamar levatel. But by the time he davened Ma'ariv, then he was able to be mevatel the whole entire gezerah, right? And he says that if I would have stopped the emtza tefillah, so if you would have stopped the emtza tefillah, I guess this is a Chaim Dila Rosa telling the Chassidim over what 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 his kavanah was and what he meant to him. Like, why didn't you do something during mincha? I think that's what it is. It's not the Rashash talking now. It's Rav Chaim Di La Rosa talking. It says ve'em haya mafsik be'emtz tfilosav kidei lichtoi v'kamei haya mispal taitoi. And if he would have stopped in between mincha ma'ariv to write this kameh, so then his mind would have got confused. And he would not have been able to be mevatel gzer. And this is what he was thinking. He says that it's better to save the whole city. You know, it's better to save the whole entire city instead of one guy. The vatal hamagefa b'tzilas mincha. So basically, when the Rashash said to him, "Why didn't you do anything during mincha?" what he meant to him was, he said, "You should have seen this gezerah happening in Shemaim, and you should have also worked on being mevatel the magefa, but you didn't." That's what he said to him when he said, "Why didn't you do anything during mincha?" And when they came into the Rashash to talk to him about it, so then the Rashash said to him, "Why do you do it?" And he understood right away that he was being oisik to being mevatel the magefa. And after he was done being mevatel it, then he wrote this kameh for the woman, and that is why he waited till after Ma'ariv to do it, and everybody should know that. And that's the story, just the power of tzaddikim. And it says Ubibirkei Yosef Hevi Maisa Bekitzer. In the Sefer Birkei Yosef, it brings a story in short. V'lo hiskar shem hachacham ibnei kavod rabbi. V'chein hevi hagrach Palaji, Rav Chaim Palaji, who's also a big tzaddik. V'sifrei refuah v'chaim bekitzer nimratz. And I hope that I said this story over. I hope that I'm not being poigim on any kavod of any tzaddik of these guys. But if it's printed in this booklets, then I hope that we're allowed to speak it out loud. Not such a crazy thing, but these are big tzaddikim. And then I wanted to talk to you about one other thing, is that so basically Uman Rosh Hashanah is coming up, and nobody knows what is going to happen this year at all. Don't even ask me. I don't even know what's going to be this year. Every day it changes. It's already 70 days to Rosh Hashanah, something like that. Anyway, the other day I was thinking that I go on all these Breslov sites for news. I read Hebrew, so I go on these sites made by Israelis. There really is no site in English. There's a lot of sites that have English Torah from Rabbeinu, and there's a lot of sites that have a little bit of information, but there's no specific news site that's just for Breslov news. What's going on in Uman, what's going to be this year, all the updates from the airport, COVID, getting tested, what you need to do, all these things. So I decided I also build websites on the side, do that also for some of my work, and I decided I'm going to go buy breslovnews.com. And here, this is just the coming soon page because I didn't actually build it, I just bought it last night. But we're going to make a news site on Breslov News, and we're going to try to update it and keep it in English and spread it around, and people should know about it because it's always good to have a resource online. So hopefully it should be up. Save the address, and hopefully in the next few days I'll have a few first posts, few first stories coming up, and we'll try to be accurate and just post good news, bad news, whatever, not really good news, bad news, just any pertinent information that somebody could need for Uman, Breslov in general, during the year, not only by Rosh Hashanah, every time. So this is going to be the site, Breslov News, and we're going to have it ready in a few days. So everybody come back, check that out, and see you guys on Thursday.